Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second day of the DPDK APAC Summit. I'm Prasun Kapoor. I represent Marvell in the DPDK Governing Board. Let's talk about why are we holding an APAC event and why in Thailand. Wait a second. So the Asia Pacific region has the strongest regional base for DPDK. It has a very vibrant and dynamic community across numerous APAC countries, especially India and China. We chose Thailand as a destination because it's like a geopolitically neutral location. It can host speakers from China, India, and across Asia without having any visa issues. And talking about the project in general, it is experiencing a very healthy growth. This includes technical contributions, marketing outreach, and the sheer number of contributors that the project is seeing. The project has had an outstanding retention rate for the last 3 years, and we are also drawing interest from new prospective corporate uh, members. And let's talk about recent updates to the UNH lab, which is the University of New Hampshire lab that the DPDK project has been using. We have recently added the Marvell CN10K DPU, and UNH is now reporting DTS results for this device, running test suites for L2 forwarding, TSO, IP fragmentation, VSMV, and more. The lab has set up a community dashboard for code coverage. It creates a report once every month. Some of the recent work done by DTS developers include test suite for jumbo frame ETH ability to dynamically run or skip tests based on device capabilities. UNH has submitted patches and bug fixes to the framework, and they're also reviewing patches coming from the community. Uh, the lab is now running compile tests for OVS for every DPDK patch, which I think is very interesting. OVS is a project which leverages DPDK, and one of the future goals is to include per patch performance testing for OVS also. There's been a dramatic boost in the DPDK marketing platform. There have been some really interesting end user stories, developer spotlights, and dispatch newsletters. And as I've been forwarding and posting these on LinkedIn, these have actually generated a very strong interest and engagement uh, from the wider um community. So I think this has been a very good update from the project in the recent months and years. Here are some Marcom stats for the project. Uh, all of the numbers look very encouraging, but what I find most interesting here is the YouTube views growth. I think that, in my view, is kind of a leading indicator for the interest that the project is generating. And of course, the DPDK downloads is where that's the real proof of the pudding of how popular the project is getting. There's been a significant enhancement to the DPDK documentation. This includes work on PMD guidelines, security protocol documentation. There have been revisions to multiple sections of the programmer's guide and contributor guidelines. Um, and I won't read through all the improvements that have happened to the programmer's guide, but I think this is a very important initiative that we've made good progress on. This summarizes this is a summarized view of the DPDK project budget, highlighting income and expenditure against major categories. All the figures are rounded to the nearest $5,000. Um, we have a very healthy budget uh, reserves right now. So if you see a gap between the income and the expenditure, I think we are very well covered for the coming years from the point of view of the reserves that we already have. And some of the expenditures we have include very important activities like um, the DPDK Summit events, community lab, and all the Marcom activity that has been going on, which I think has generated a lot of interest. Uh, that's all I had, and welcome to the second day of this event.